here as well.
Well, as you know, Governor Bill Ritter recently announcing he will not run for re-election, and that has the business community making some predictions on what could happen with a new governor in office. John Hazlehurst from the Colorado Springs Business Journal is here with a look at what we might expect from the change. Good morning to you. This hasn't really been discussed. Obviously, this is relatively new, so what kind of implications could there be for the business community?
Well, it really depends upon whom the Democratic candidate is, and the Democrats are kind of mulling things over, as we know, and John Hickenlooper, the Denver mayor,
seems to be the favorite right now, although he has not announced that he's running.
Well, exactly. Ed Perlmutter has said that he isn't running, and political observers think that that means that Hickenlooper is running, because otherwise Perlmutter would not have announced so quickly.
Got it.
Because he doesn't want to seem like the third choice.
Got it.
But if Hickenlooper runs, and I think that's a good assumption, I think the business community will be quite pleased, because Hickenlooper has been a successful businessman, and he has really the gift of bringing opposing viewpoints together, crafting a solution, and coming up with something that pleases everybody. Governor Ritter, by contrast, would do the same thing and come up with a solution that made everyone mad.
What about Republicans?
Well, now, Scott McGinnis is almost certainly the Republican nominee, and he's a known quantity in the business community. He has been he's a 4-term congressman. He was a lawyer. He's been a 17th Street lawyer in Denver. He's a guy who understands business, understands small business, and the business community is very comfortable with him, in my opinion. So I think that if it's Hickenlooper against McGinnis, the business community is going to feel reassured by either of them.
Now, what type of sectors, as far as regulations, should we be really looking at that could really see a difference?
Well, of course, I think the major sector is always going to be healthcare, because enormous changes are taking place in healthcare. And besides that, I think you're going to look at the energy sector, which, of course, the governor, is very, very strongly supported increased environmental protection and increased regulations on energy. Scott McGinnis, as a Western Slope guy, may see things a little differently. John Hickenlooper, he's a guy with a long record in Denver. As mayor of Denver, it's be interesting to see. Historically, being a big city mayor is a political graveyard.
All right, so your overall conclusion as a member of the community here and with the Business Journal?
I guess my overall conclusion is that I would certainly welcome, and I'm sure the business community would, a Hickenlooper-McGinnis race. We'd see some differences, certainly. A little more regulation, a little less, a little more attention to the environment, a little less. But all in all, I think either of them would make excellent governors, and that seems to be the consensus in the business community.
All right, well, we'll have to wait and see as we find out who will decide to throw their hat in the race. Thanks so much, John.